Welcome to another episode of Honest Reviews. Today I'm looking at Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 4 system. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a first and third person shooter set in the Star Wars franchise, obviously, released by EA DICE on November 17th, 2017. It features infantry, vehicle, and hero combat. There are a lot of game modes available in Battlefront 2, but the one I'll be looking at primarily is the Galactic Assault mode, which features 20 versus 20 player combat and is the only mode to feature both heroes and vehicles. This game saw a lot of controversy during its initial release for its implementation of paid-for loot crates that allow you to modify your in-game abilities, which provides you with a tactical advantage over those who don't have them. I personally feel that this issue has sought a lot of media attention, so I'll just completely skip over it. Other than to say that as of today, it seems that they've completely removed the option to purchase the crates and instead focused on being able to obtain them through in-game actions. First and foremost, a lot of people are going to compare this game to the original, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's worth noting that when the original Battlefront 2 came out, I bought it for the PlayStation 2 system and played it religiously. It was my first real introduction to multiplayer gaming, but for the sake of an unbiased review, I have to take off my nostalgia goggles to view both games objectively. Something a lot of people seem to have a problem doing. I'll open with this. When objectively comparing both games side by side, even taking into account the age of the original, it's clear that the newer one is better.
What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch?
Now, that's not to say it doesn't have its flaws. A lot of flaws, in fact. Ones that I will try and cover during this review. But it's hard to argue that the newer game doesn't have better graphics for its time. It's fucking beautiful. But also more complex objectives, unit classes, weapon types, vehicles, hero abilities, and on and on and on. However, in terms of impact that both games have had on gaming as a whole for their time, the original easily takes the prize here. The original BF2 was groundbreaking and brought a lot of gameplay elements to the table that you just didn't see in other titles. A lot of those gameplay elements are still commonplace over 10 years later. Now, I don't want people to think that this game deserves nothing but praise, because it doesn't. For starters, the matchmaking system is completely broken, if not completely non-existent. At least half of my games are spent with one team completely and utterly dominating the other. There doesn't seem to be any MMR or any other type of balancing system in place. Honestly, it doesn't even matter if you're on the winning or losing side in this case. Either way, some games only last up to 5 minutes, which is super infuriating. Second, the hero system and vehicle system is completely broken. During the match, you earn points by killing other players, and after you get a certain number of points, you're able to select either a hero, vehicle, or special unit type. The problem is, for most matches, usually only the top 10 or so players on your team earn enough points to select a hero. This effectively rewards you for playing really well and punishes you if you're either bad or new to the game. The system wants you to snowball. This brings us to our third point. Heroes are completely broken. Some are just downright overpowered. Veteran players know exactly where to stand to maximize their kill potential. Seeing as how there's no time limit on playing your hero like there was in the original, this effectively means if you play defensively, you can have that hero for the rest of the game, preventing others from selecting them. This ties right back into the reward players for being good at the game and punishing those who aren't. And lastly, I'd like to touch on the load times. They're atrocious. To get from the game's summary screen at the end of a match to the main menu can take anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes, and just as long to get back into a match. Combine this with the fact that you can't edit your classes while in game, oftentimes you'll find yourself not wanting to go equip a nice new ability because you just don't want to deal with the 10 minutes of inevitable loading time to exit, assign the ability, and return to a game. All in all, I have to say this game is not worth a full AAA title price tag. When it was released in my area, you had to pay $80 plus tax for the game. I was fortunate and found a copy at a local pawn store for $15, which is a total value pick. So I'd suggest waiting for it to either go on sale or purchase a used copy for less. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another episode of Honest Reviews.
Can't let you